Well, good morning, and thank you for being here. I want to thank you being here today as we begin to recognize Sexual Assault Awareness Month. I'm glad to be joined by Congresswoman Nikki Tsongas of Massachusetts, Anu Bhagwati, Executive Director of the Service Women's Action Network, and Merle Wilberding, Attorney and Advocate for Families and Victims of Sexual Assault. We're here today because Congressman Tsongas and I will be reintroducing the Defense Strong Act. Since 2008, we've been working across the aisle to try to create a safer environment for our men and women in uniform. Tragically, it was the story of Marine Lance Corporal Maria Lauterbach who brought this issue to my attention. She grew up in Dayton, Ohio, and she was honorably serving her country when in 2007 she came forward to report that she had been sexually assaulted by a senior enlisted member of her unit. She was then forced to serve with her alleged assailant for the following 8 months before he attacked and killed her and her unborn child and buried them in his backyard. This tragedy did not have to occur, and sadly, military sexual assault is all too common. The terrible lesson of Maria's story is what has helped us in shaping this legislation. Currently, victims who file restricted, confidential reports cannot access a JAG officer without triggering an investigation and automatically converting their report to an unrestricted public report, in which a victim's commander or boss is notified, even if it was not the victim's choice. They cannot get advice about their rights as victims. I think that's probably one of the most important issues, is that by not being able to access the JAG officer as a victim, they don't know what process is ahead of them, what decisions that they're making, and how they will affect them, and what their rights are. Our bill places JAGs on the list of personnel a victim can speak to while maintaining a restricted report. Currently, the conversations between victims and victim advocates can be subpoenaed in court. Imagine that if you're a victim of sexual assault and you are assigned a victim advocate to counsel you and to assist you through the process, that conversation can be subpoenaed by the alleged attacker and can actually be used against you. Enacting privileged communication between victims and victim advocates is critical to ensuring that victims come forward with the services they need and guarantees that those attempts have confidential protection. The bill seeks to professionalize and standardize sexual assault programs based on what we've already learned from the success of the Equal Employment Opportunity Program at the DoD. It requires sexual assault prevention training at each level of professional military education, and ensures expedited consideration and priority for approval of requests for change of station by alleged victims of sexual assault. Victims should not have to stay in the same station as their assailant. This is probably one of the most important issues that affects the Maria Lauterbach circumstance, and where she was forced to continue to serve, where a transfer should have been an option for her that would have, of course, changed her circumstances and resulted in her safety. Thank you for being here today, and now I'd like to recognize Congresswoman Tsongas, who has been a tremendous advocate for service members, has taken this issue up and ensured that as we look to DoD and find some of the problems, that there are solutions, and thank you for your advocacy.